I think I had suicidal ideations like one time, once or twice. What I'm like, once or no, 3, 4, no, 20 times. No, what?
Right, but your point here is very important to bring up though, because suicidal ideation is something people don't realize what it is. They think if you just say out loud, no one would miss me if I'm gone. They think that's not anything. That technically still is some type of suicidal ideation. I just wanted to preface it with that.
No, 100%. Like I've never really taken it to that threshold where like I want, there was like one time when I was doing my first TV appearances and I felt this tremendous amount of pressure. And I remember like was like mixing, I think I took like a little bit of Xanax and I had mixed a couple of things, I like smoked some weed and Xanax and I couldn't sleep. I was so anxious and stressful that I was like having a full on like
panic attack.
Downward spiral. I never really felt that before,
Wow.
Yeah, that was kind of a scary moment. I had to ask my partner to come over and like just like lay in bed with me because I was just like, I don't know what's going on right now.
Were you suicidal in that moment?
The thought had crossed my mind, but I wasn't going to do anything about it.
Yeah, but you understand why I asked that because
of course, yeah.
That's
like it comes into your mind like it's like I don't want to be here right now. I don't want to be
right.
I don't want to be
That's
here
still a suicidal thought.
Yeah, like I don't want to be
now
here. Now
it might be a little bit different than my story of
because honestly I feel guilty even having that. I feel guilty having that thought also.
But you shouldn't because so many people have those and feel those same things. And
yeah.
I think what, hopefully you'll notice from maybe opening up this way on that topic more than you have before is like you might get some DMs of people being like, hey, I'm glad you said that on that random mental health podcast because I didn't know you felt that way and I felt the same thing.
I just and I want to it's so weird talking about it because it's like I don't want people to think that like I'm this broken and shattered person who feels this all the time.
Yeah.
But maybe it's helpful to know that like even somebody is because I feel like I'm really happy and content and well adjusted now and I'm really enjoying my life.
Yeah.
That even somebody at my level could that thought could even cross my mind,
When's the last time it did? When was that night in the hotel?
Oh, that must have been 2019.
That's still
when I was filming that TV show.
Still recent. I mean, I know it's under 10, more than 5.
But I will say, like, I don't. I know some people kind of who deal with like depression chronically.
Yeah. That was me.
They're fighting that on a daily basis.
Yeah.
And I don't want to. I just don't want to
devalue.
I don't want to be disrespectful and be like and let that like be my identity because you know what I'm saying? Because some people like really are suffering in that space.
But it's important to put too here. You should never compare your problems to other people and like put them on a scale. So like different than you might have that 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 nights like that over the course of 5 years. Like before I went to the hospital, it was 24/7 for 3 months.
I mean, like to live in that space, I couldn't even imagine what it's like.
Well, and I don't even recognize that person. Like I look at old photos, old pictures. I mean, I was drunk, high, walking. I mean, I tried to lay down in traffic. I was on a bridge. I mean, there's stuff that really happened that I think people can relate to, but there's also people that have done, and you're not supposed to really talk about actions. I'm just trying to show the vulnerability here of like where we're at. What do you think then going to college now where you go to that first therapy session and you start feeling things and addressing them maybe for the first time? What drove you to maybe that version of a rock bottom, you think?
Well, I want to say, I don't feel like I don't want to say I've hit like a total rock bottom because overall I think my life has been pretty good.
So I didn't mean to like put words in your mouth, but yeah.
I think nobody in my family has done that and talked to a therapist or a counselor, however you want to, label it. I think the biggest thing, and it honestly happened out here in LA as I was getting further into my career, was learning how to communicate feelings because like I said, growing up, we didn't really do that. Mm-hmm. So, and having anxiety, I didn't even know I really kind of had anxiety. Yeah. I remember when I was going to therapy out here and I was explaining, sometimes when I go to sleep, like, my heart just starts pounding and I can't stop thinking. And the therapist was like, well, what you're describing is anxiety. And I'm like, I don't know if that's what that is. Anxiety is like a different thing. And they're like, no. It's probably anxiety, and it's probably sort of generalized over the course of many years and this and that. And they recommended I download a children's emotion chart.
Interesting.
Which is basically like, you just go to Google, you can just Google children's emotion chart. I took a screenshot of it and I made it the backdrop of my phone.
Wow.
Because I had never even told people, friends or loved ones who were close to me, like, I am sad, I am happy,
Mm.
I am excited. Like literally, it's that. Like you point to the image, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah, yeah.
that vocabulary did not exist
You
in
didn't
my
express
life.
it at all to anyone.
I didn't express it to anything. I'm not negative, positive, whatever it is. I didn't express it to anybody.
Wow.
So in my personal relationships, if I was feeling some sort of way, I didn't know how to work through an issue. And so I would just kind of cut and run
Yeah.
from a relationship,
So going to therapy, whether it was at NYU or out here, it was like that was your only outlet to really talk about things because you didn't open up to anyone in your life.
Yeah, a little bit, yeah. And there were moments with like, ex-girlfriends or friends where I opened up. But I think there was probably some trust issues with anybody. I think when the world kind of hands you certain cards, your dad dies, your stepdad's sick, your mom's gonna work a lot, or XYZ will happen. You kind of become distrustful, or you're kind of waiting for like that next punch,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like you're going through life kind of like this,
Yeah.
You're
waiting to get hit again.
You're waiting to get hit again. So, what good is it like letting your guard down, right? So you just keep it up. So I think therapy kind of allowed me to make myself a little bit more vulnerable. I will say I have a theater background. I went to theater school.
Yeah.
That also helped in becoming more vulnerable and less judgmental. But again, it's like every day it's kind of, you have to go to work on it.
Yeah.
So I think the biggest thing in theater school I learned was how to be non-judgmental.
Mm-hmm.
One of the things they told us was like, I want you to go out in the world today or tomorrow and note to yourself how many times you pass judgment, and not just on somebody else. In this case, it was on other people.
Yeah.
Like, oh, that hat's weird, or like, oh, what are they doing? Oh,
Yeah.
what is that? But I think you could bring it back to this, like what judgments are you passing on yourself? Like when you, like right at the beginning, like when you go to a party,
Yeah.
oh, they don't want to spend time with me at the party.
Yeah. I'm not cool enough to be here. This
or something, whatever.
I can't approach a girl, like whatever.
Yeah, and it's though you have to get those judgments out of your head. You have to, or you have to recognize when you're doing it.
Yeah. Well, and it seems like you have become maybe finally, I mean, you're talking about it on a podcast. I've heard you talk about it a little bit before and be vulnerable at your shows, which I want to get into in a sec.
Yeah.
But now you are like very aware of it. And I'm putting you on the spot, but do you open up to people in your life way more now than you ever have before?
I do. There's a close circle of, people in my life that I do feel comfortable that I can open up to, for sure.
Okay. Awesome.
Yeah,
I'm happy to hear that. 'Cause everyone needs someone to go to.
Yeah. But also, I'm more open with myself too. Like, I should say that.
Yeah.
I do a lot of self-talk, and journaling and visualizing, and those things are super helpful.